Funke always thought she would be different. From the moment she stepped into Hall 8, her new home for the first year, she carried the weight of her parents' advice like a shield. Stay focused, keep your circle small, don't let peer pressure ruin your future.
Hi, my name is Nene. If you love stories that stay with you and are told from the heart, like, comment and subscribe to Tales by Nene.
The hall smelled faintly of bleach and warm cereal. Sunlight spilled through the tall windows, catching the dust in streaks like tiny golden threads. Everything about the place screamed new beginnings, and Funke wanted to belong without losing herself. Her new room, 230, was small but cozy. 2 beds faced each other across the narrow space. One of them already had a suitcase on it, along with a jumble of clothes, makeup, and sneakers. "That must be mine," said a voice from the bed, loud, confident, fearless. Funke looked up to see a girl her age, sitting cross-legged and scrolling through her phone, completely unbothered. "I'm Courage," she said, finally looking up. "Don't worry, I don't bite. Much." Funke swallowed. I'm Funke. Nice to meet you." Courage tossed the phone onto the bed and stretched. "Nice to meet me, huh? That's cute. You go soon get used to my ways. No worry, I know they're too stressed, unless you carry wahala come." Funke laughed softly. "I no carry wahala o." Courage paused, glanced back at her, then grinned wider. "We go see." Funke unpacked quietly, feeling small in the shadow of Courage's energy. The girl was everything Funke wasn't. Bold, loud, fearless, just a little wild. "Second year, Hall 8 gets interesting," Courage said later that evening, flopping onto her bed dramatically. Funke laughed nervously. For now, she focused on classes, study groups, and the promise she had made to herself. She wouldn't get carried away. From the very beginning, Funke threw herself into her books, front rows, early submissions, every lecture without fail. While others complained, she treated coursework like a mission. Most evenings she was at her desk, bent over her notes, highlighter in hand. Courage watched her one night from across the room. "Girl, no go kill yourself, oh," she said, shaking her head. "Allow this school small, make yourself pass through am." Funke looked up, blinking. "I'm not killing myself," she said with a small smile. "Na so na dey talk. Next thing, you go turn lecturer for this school." Funke laughed and went back to her notes. She never argued. She never did. She could still hear her mother's voice. She could still see her father's proud smile the day she got admission. She wasn't ready to disappoint them. Not now. Not ever. Night classes became her escape. Calm, focused, far from the noise of the hostel. It was on one of those nights she met Janet. "Is anyone sitting here?" the girl asked. "No." They compared notes that first night, corrected each other, filled in the gaps. That was how it began. Janet was a lot like Funke, calm, driven, carrying her own quiet determination. They walked back under the campus lights after every class, talking about school, assignments, sometimes home. Their results came out the same way, all A's, both semesters. They celebrated quietly, just the two of them. Funke went home that holiday with a light heart. Her parents were proud, exactly as she had hoped. She returned for second year, second semester, carrying that same steadiness. Everything still seemed under control. Room 230 was the same. Her books still neatly arranged, her routine still intact. But Courage wasn't. She dressed differently now, better, louder, always on her phone, always smiling at messages she didn't explain. Funke noticed, she just didn't ask. "Funke, abeg, follow me go hall 9, Courage said one evening, already tying her hair in front of the mirror. "I wan see person." Funke looked up from her notes. "Now?" "Yes, now. You go just escort me, no far." Funke hesitated, then closed her book. "Okay." Hall 9 felt different the moment they stepped in. Brighter, louder, girls moving with confidence, laughter echoing down the corridor. Courage walked like she belonged there. Funke followed quietly.
They stopped at a door. Courage pushed it open without knocking twice. Inside, two girls sat comfortably, relaxed, like they owned the space. "This is your friend?" one of them asked, eyes briefly scanning Funke. "Yeah, this na Funke." "I'm Blessing, year 5. Mimi, year 5. Funke nodded, but her eyes were already moving. iPhones, a sleek laptop, designer bags lined up neatly, shoes she had only seen online. Everything looked expensive, too expensive. The question formed in her throat but never left her mouth. She glanced at Courage. Courage just smiled, like this was normal, and something Funke couldn't name pressed quietly against her ribs. "Courage, how your friends, they afford all those things? How you take change your phone to iPhone?" Funke asked one evening, eyes on her notebook. Courage looked at her with a slow, teasing smile. "I dey sell books," she said, shrugging casually. Funke blinked. "Really?" Courage laughed. "No, but I fit show you how small hustle they work." Funke didn't argue. "Tomorrow night, I dey go one birthday party. You go come with me?" A second of hesitation, then Funke nodded. That night, Janet waited at their usual reading spot. The clock ticked, the minutes stretched. Funke didn't show.
The music was loud, the lights colorful, the air thick with chatter. Funke clutched her bag tightly. She hadn't seen Courage since they arrived. Then a voice cut through. "Hey, I don't think we've met. I'm Jide," said a tall, confident guy, extending his hand. Funke blinked. Funke? "First time at this kind of party?" he asked, noticing the way she clutched her bag. "Yes," she admitted softly. Jide smiled, easy and calm. "Don't worry, I'll make sure you're comfortable." For a brief second, as he spoke, his eyes shifted past her. Just a quick glance across the room. Two guys by the wall were watching. One of them smirked. Jide looked back at Funke immediately, like nothing had happened. Funke didn't notice. She was too busy trying to steady her nerves. He chatted with her about the music, the decorations. Gradually, she relaxed. Conversation flowed easier than she expected. "I'm glad I bumped into you tonight," he said after a while. "I rarely see new faces like this." From across the room, one of the guys raised a brow slightly. Jide didn't look back this time. By the end of the party, Courage appeared. "Funke, abeg, let's go." Funke turned back to Jide. He held out his phone, "Just in case you want to hang out." She typed her number. He did the same. "Cool, I'll text you." Outside, the night air was cooler. Courage chattered excitedly beside her. Funke stayed close, thoughts still on Jide. That night, Funke lay in bed staring the ceiling, imagining gadgets, parties, a life slightly more daring. She kept thinking about Jide. Then she remembered Janet. She told herself she would text her in the morning, but she didn't.